Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I am going to be showing you how to change a bicycle tire. Sounds like a pretty simple thing to do, but it can be a little challenging, especially in some of these racing tires with the Presta valves and everything else on it. And one thing that I used to do is damage tubes putting them on all the time. And there's nothing worse than being on a road, getting a flat, putting a new tube on your tire, using a tire lever, and then next thing you know, you've put a hole in that tube, and then you're back to having a flat again. Anyway, so kind of an easy process. You will need at least 2 tire levers to take the tire off, but putting it back on, I'll show you how to do it with absolutely no tire levers whatsoever. So first things first, make sure you let out all the air in your tire, and then start on the opposite end down here. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking your tire levers, and you want to get it kind of close to the spoke. And these are a little bit of a strange spoke pattern, but what you do is you want to kind of get that in there, and you want to get it so you are close to that spoke, so it can kind of hook onto that, and then it'll hold that, so you're getting that part of the lip off. So you want to bend that back and get this one a little bit further down. And then you want to grip that tire, that bead, and then do that, and pull the other one out, kind of hook onto your spoke, and then you can kind of gently work your way around the tire with that tire lever. And then you get that other one out of the way. You really don't need that one anymore. And then so you've broken the bead on this side of the tire. And you want to flip it around, same thing, make sure you have the stem over here. And then again, just kind of like put it on the back side, and you're going to be bending it forward. And that comes off very easy. And then you get your tire off, and then you have your tube you pull out, and then you get your new tube, you put it in. In this case, we're going to basically use the same tube and the same tire just for demonstration purposes. And what you want to do is get your rim out of the way. You want to just have this tire sitting here, and you want to hook it up to the bicycle pump, and you just want to put a little bit of air in the tire. So basically, to give it a little bit of form. So that's about it. I mean, it's not even registering 10 pounds. So take it off. Then you want to close your valve stem down so it holds some of the air in there for you. And then what I like to do is basically shove the tire in. So this way it sits in the tire well. Or will be sitting in the tire well as soon as we get it mounted on. Okay. So it's basically sitting there with just a little bit of pressure. Then we're taking the tire, find out where the valve stem goes. And we're going to put that on. And then we are basically putting the tire on the inside. So basically, it's work around nice and easy. And you should be able to get it at least the one bead in on this side. Okay, see how I have the outer bead still out, and then the inner bead on this side of the tire is in. And then I like to work the tire from the tire stem, working around, still keeping some air in the tire. We haven't let the air out yet. And then now we come to the part where it starts getting a little difficult, but we have the tire where we need it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the air out of the tire. There shouldn't be too much in there, so it's pretty easy. And then you are just working with your hand, nice and easy. And you kind of want to push down on that side where the tire stem is. So push down lightly. You don't have to like super muscle it down. And then you are working both sides down, and then you're going to have this little lip left, and then again just gently with your hand just start working it and it will go in pretty easy. Let me get this facing me and I'll show you the end product. But basically now I'm just pushing forward on it and then boom. So it goes on nice and easy. And then we can add air to the tire. And then, like I said, a couple pumps. And then we'll inflate it to full pressure, but you're good to go. Anyway. Okay, so we let the air out of the tire. We flip this tire around, and then we want to get the tire lever in here. So we're just kind of like pulling back on it a little bit. Just kind of get started. And then we'll put this tire lever a little bit further down, about halfway. And then we'll lift that over, and then we'll connect the tire lever around the spoke. And then we can get in there. And as soon as you get that groove, start working that around. At this point, we can remove that one. This tire should kind of peel itself out at this point. Then we'll work back around this way. Peel that bead out. Okay. Then opposite side, we'll bend this out. Just flip that over. And we'll be able to peel the tire completely off. And again, put the rim out there. And then take your old tube out. And then obviously we won't switch, we'll use the same tube, but if you're patching it or you have a tube with you, just put a little bit of air in there. Then we just tighten it down. Then we put the new tube in. Just let it work itself around. Keep an air in there. We'll bring our rim up. Find the valve stem hole. Okay. And then now we're going to be keeping this bead on the one side. We're going to push it on. Again, it should go on relatively easy. Okay. So again, we have this bead seated on this side, not seated on this side, and we will work it from the valve stem. Just work it around. And we still have air pressure in there. We're going to get it to just about here. Okay. Now we're going to let the air pressure out. Okay. So you're kind of sitting with, see how much you have left? And you can squeeze this down with your hand on this side. And what that does is it kind of pushes the slack out so you can get that squeezed in. And then I like to put some downward pressure on that. Let me just aim this camera up so you can see the very top. And then basically what you are doing is you're just working that, no tools, and then boom, that's on. I'll put some air in that tire. There you go. Nice and seated, nice and easy with no tools putting that back on. So anyway, Brian from Garage Wheel Haul, thanks for watching, and be safe out there. Ride safe.